Hi, I'm just checking whether anyone is here. I think I am live. Type in if can is anyone here? Can you type in whether you hear me? I hope I am doing this correctly. Okay. Hello. We're just going to wait for a couple of minutes to see anyone joining before I start. So if anyone is here, share with me where you log in. Hi, Paul. Lovely. Sometimes it always stress me out when I'm on here. Don't know whether anyone show up. It's kind of last minute decisions. So, Paul, where you from? Maybe type in where you logging in. So, I'm currently in Sydney, Australia. I'm kind of splitting my time between Australia and Malaysia now. All right, Los Angeles. Lovely, lovely. Cool. Okay. So, while we kind of just waiting a little bit to see who is joining me, otherwise, I'm going to start soon. But those who are here, have you taken the quiz? Maybe I share the link here just so for those who hasn't. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about that and then talk a little bit about I'm going to share the link. Talk a little bit about what is kitchen medicine, and we kind of all know, but why it is disappearing. Yeah. So cool. Maybe I will start anyway. I'm sure people will be joining, and hope that I got everything set up properly. But obviously, Paul is here, so I'm sure we are in. Awesome. Okay, maybe I will start anyway. So, once again, thank you everyone for taking your time. I know some probably cannot attend live. You probably will join me a little bit later or after the replay show up. So I'm gonna start, and it looked really bright. Sydney is beautiful weather most of the day in the last couple of weeks. When I first come here about 2 months ago, it's rain every day, and it's like one of the rainiest season. So okay. So today I just we'll be more casual. We're going to kind of have a tea together. Actually, speaking about that, I'm going to make myself some tea. I think I used the same one when I was recording the other, the water's already in the, oh, you can't see. I have some water in. So I'll do, just making some tea now. So just let it brew because I tend to wake up with some dry throat. I'm more like a yin deficient person. If you have done the quiz, you kind of probably, or have seen my latest video, you probably kind of slowly understand some of the terms or have some brief idea. Okay, for those who just joined, so feel free to type in your question if you have any, like I say, going to be more interactive, really just to hang out and to celebrate something together, because after the video release, the body type video that I talk about the quiz and the different types of body type, I think I have more than 500 people actually took the quiz, and that's pretty amazing. I slowly release within my membership community and then to roll out to my email subscriber. If you haven't subscribed to my email, do join. I do release things there a bit earlier, but of course YouTube is still my largest community because I have 30,000, more than 30,000 now. So when the quiz released, I think about 200 or 300 people already taken that, and now we have another 500. Actually, I still see it's keep climbing. So it's very obvious that everybody is very curious about what's their body type and what does it mean in Chinese medicine. Previously, I have a live stream that's already up where I talked about it. But today I want to also talk a slightly different topics. Yeah. And well, they all connected and related because once you know your body type, and then what's next, right? So how do we look after ourselves based on what we already know? So today, the title I call it "Kitchen Medicine is Disappearing," but it is learnable. And how do we learn what to learn? I will go through it really quickly today. But also anyone who just joined, do feel free to type in your questions or tell me your name and where you're logging in, okay? While we're just going to hang out here a little bit. So a little bit quiet here, but oh, awesome. Anja, fast foods and tea for damn heat. Okay. Quick questions coming in. Cool. I will slowly explain it first so that when I answer, you understand where my answer come from. Yeah, Andrea? Oh, so Cal. Oh, awesome, awesome. Welcome, welcome. So we have a couple of people from that. I think now this is a good time in California region. It is 11 a.m. in Sydney right now. Oh, Vivian, also from California. Awesome. Okay, cool. Perfect, perfect. All right. So we will, I think the number in and out a little bit. So I'm just going to start anyway. Like I said, I think a lot of people will catch the replay. But for those who are here, of course, you can leave me live questions and I'll answer it. So I am listening, but also take. Oh, awesome, Paul! Yeah, the quiz do take a little bit of time and effort because you kind of really need to have a. Ideally, it's more like you do need to know your body a little bit, like your sleep pattern, your bowel motions, and all different types of life. How you live your life, so you can answer. But no worries, take your time. 5 p.m. All right. Yes. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think 8 p.m. In East Coast, and then in Asia right now, I think 3 hours different. My lip look a bit dry, so I am definitely yin deficiency. Okay, cool. So let's get started anyway. So thank you again for everyone who joined me. Actually, recently I did 5 sessions of masterclass, so that was quite tiring. I supposed to have this live initially in my mind. I would like to have it like yesterday. But I think as a TCM practitioner, I also need to take things slow, not overexert myself. So I thought yesterday I took a day off, and now it's really coming to this big community because, like I say, my biggest community is in YouTube now. Like I have more than 30,000 subscribers. My email is still a bit small. I think after today the quiz is like 3,000. What I just means that sometimes it's harder. Well, we'll have a small, tidy community in my email list, but this is where everybody are here, where people will watch. So that's why I really want to make sure I come up to here as a community. And also really thank you for those who watch my video and show so much interest because I do receive lots and lots of questions. I am this body type. What do I do now? And what's just like what Andrea just, is it Andrea? Yeah, Andrea just fast food and teas for damn heat. But quickly, for those who already know your body type, there is the $7 workbook where we'll answer Andrea questions directly. That actually Andrea, but I'm going to go through quickly today when I share some of the main content first, then so that I can answer with more accurate. Yeah, so when you understand the basic. So I do actually, I tried last live stream, I have a slide. I feel not as interactive. So I just, no slide today, just me kind of really talking with you guys. But I do have talking point because I tend to get very nervous. But I find that this is the fastest ways for me to give value to you guys because by the time that I have the script of videos, sit down there, film it all day, and then edit it, get all those beautiful words on screen. It took me so long. So I think live is better. Sometimes I think, well, I am a little bit nervous and stressed, but I can share quite quickly. So so today, before I actually even start, is I want to read a comment. Literally, I just received it about an hour ago. Let me just read it first. It's really heartwarming to see it. It's under my body type video. It say, when I was young, we lived in Singapore and would always go to our local Chinese medicine store and get prescribed something for whatever we were going through. I really miss that after moving to Australia. Honestly, now we just make whatever we remember and what tastes nice. That's really hit home with me actually, and that's why I really want to talk about this topic today, because I mean, I live in Asia as well. My family actually have a family store, and it is true. So those Chinese herbal store in Asia, actually the traditional one, there are many new ones that show up, but the traditional one is almost like pharmacy. Since I'm also a Western pharmacist, so we know how it works. You walk in, you have some minor health or minor symptoms that you could just ask your pharmacist before you go to see your doctor, or your pharmacy will decide, your pharmacist or me, I would decide, oh, okay, there are something I'm not 100% sure. We say the warning sign or the red flags. And then I'll say, maybe you go to see your doctor first to double check. Yeah. So it is the same in Asia. Where you have those Chinese herbal store, where my family still run one, the traditional style. You could just go in, like what this subscriber mentioned. You could just go in, tell them what you're going through. When I think he said prescribed, he put the inverted comma. I totally understand, because it's not prescribed by the TCM doctor, but either the doctor is there, have a chat, or the dispenser. And then they'll say, maybe for this weather or for this, you can take this. They probably have some pre-packed herbal pack already, or the herbal tea. And then might be some for like what and you're asking is the dam heat. Some might be to clear dam only. Some might be to help for better sleep. Just like my family have those little tea pack that I bring it to Australia because I'm just so handy to bring it. So that's what happened. But I think even now that I moved back to Malaysia, I see there are some changes. TCM, in the old way, how the TCM shop was set up now is the modern style, where it's all beautiful, have aircon, as in when you walk in, you see all these. Some of them you can't even walk in unless you make an appointment. So it's no longer as accessible. And a lot of them are more pre-packed medicine, less and less that actually have dispensary, keep older medicine or raw herbs. We call raw because it's not pre-packed or it's not in pill or liquid form. So being grew up in that environment, I totally get it, because to manage a herbal store, it's so much work, because all these raw herbs need so much work to keep it fresh, to keep it clean, to keep it, especially say, for example, in Malaysia, the weather is very humid. To really keep it properly, it's hard, and the turnover, and then there's so much work of doing that. If you have just bottle pills and syrup, it's just there kind of forever, right? This will take a lot of effort. So I see that less and less, not only less and less shop have that service, and also less and less awareness of what is going on and what actually to take. And that's why initially my channel or my course, which going to starting soon, and we're going to close very, very soon. But I will quickly talk about it later. I start to see more and more people who even living in Asia are getting interested in my course, because previously is more, we might start off with first, second, or third generations of Asian moving to a different country like Australia, UK. I myself have lived in Australia for a very long time, and also US. I think we have less connection in a way with this kitchen medicine, the TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, kitchen medicine anymore, because we know many of us are no longer live with our older generations, not like in the older day. That's how it was passed down originally, right? So the young, some of the family even have three generations living together, and we see young kids going to kitchens, hang out with our grandma or grandpa while they're making all this herbal soup, or parents will do that for us. Even in my family, I'm very grateful. My father, he passed last year. My father is a TCM practitioner with half a century, more than half a century of experience. So that's how we grew up. Every day I play in the dispensary, and then my mother will cook me the herbs. And she literally, we were not rich. We were actually, yeah. So a very small family business that happy as a family. So at the back of the shop, really traditional. At the back of the shop, we have our kitchen, and in the early day, we even sleep at the back of the shop in the very early days. So when my mom cooked, she literally would just go to the dispensary, pick up the herbs, and bring it back to the kitchen and cook. And then she will look at the weather, or my dad will say, today is whatever, so let's just eat these, cook these, make these drinks. So that's how we grew up. And I play, like I said, I play with the herbs. Some of the herbs like are my candy when I was a kid: jujube, goji berry, even some of the hawthorn fruits in the candy form, candy slice form. So those are my good old days. That's how we grew up. But I think a lot of this day, the modern people have less of those environment. I believe in the older day, that's how a lot of generation are living together and share their wisdom and the knowledge, where as a family you cook together and eat together, and the grandma probably in the kitchen will say, oh, maybe you shouldn't eat this, you should eat this, let me cook for you. Or when you are sick, for me, those kitchen medicine, especially in my culture, when we use a Chinese herb, it's like a healing practice. It's not just food, it's the care from the family to us, that they know us well enough, they know our body type, and they will cook for us. And when we, just by a little mild symptoms, the family already know, they know what to give it to you. But unfortunately, I feel that this is disappearing, not only within the family, and also within the community. Like I say, the more traditional Chinese herbal store become less and less, and due to very difficult to manage, younger generation do not want to do that anymore. And then so we have less understanding, not only of the herbs and the recognitions of herbs. So I think that's what I would like to kind of have a chat with everyone. If anyone resonate, do type in what you feel, because but today, the most important thing I want to really tell you all, that it is a learnable skill. Yeah. So while this might be disappearing, it is a learnable skill. But of course, the important thing is we need to find. I mean, the other thing how I see is these days when we have this sort of signs and symptoms, or minor things, we don't know what to do, we just go online. We just type in what is the best for, let's say, angina. But angina question is perfect. Best food and tea for damp heat. Yeah. So a lot of people probably don't have that background. They would just type something best for skin conditions, or best food or tea for acne, and then there are tons and tons of video will show up, right? And how do we decide, right? So you watch one after the other, one after the other. Some of those videos are contradicting to each other. Some of the videos sounds resonating, but you don't know whether you're doing it correctly for yourself. I think that's where most of the problem is these days, that we no longer have the elder to support us, or at least within the family, and we don't have that within the community. Like the older traditional Chinese store are disappearing, and the first thing that we turn to, and it's easiest on our phone, isn't it? So we just turn on, watch plenty of them, but still feel very confused. Sorry, I was reading Paul. I Google a lot, yes. But I do check my, yeah, I think that's very, very important. That's so important. I think these days people also use AI, isn't it? Frankly, I tested AI ChatGPT. I had Claude as well. Um, they're not too accurate. um, they the funny thing is they make it sounds like they really know it. Being a professional myself, when I read, I think, I'm not too sure. And then I ask a few more questions. I'll challenge them or the AI. And then they say, oh, yeah, you are right. I mean, we all know how AI works. But it's good, Paul. Do check multiple areas. And now that you know your body type, and then that's when you learn your body a bit better. And then that's how you can use that as a lens to help you to select. Paul asked, no, I have found AI not perfect. Yeah, AI definitely not perfect. But it's just funny. It's just really funny when I just like to challenge it, and then it gives some strange answer, and then pretend that it's really no. But I think that's why it's so important to have the kind of one thing I want to share with you guys, which I already teach very quickly not quickly, I already teach kind of fully on my masterclass, but today I just want to also share with everyone here. So more and more people will have this awareness and understanding. Just give me a sec, I'm going to drink. So I think those are the main issue or confusions that come with other people. Like not many people will be like Paul to really have the time to double check and then analyze it and then make informed decisions, right? So we would just want to have quick answer, quick fix. The issue is whether they are truly quick fix. That's another thing. And I think the other thing that I see a lot of people, they have this thing that, okay, like a lot of Western medicine, when you've been diagnosed with, let's say blood pressure, you have to take blood pressure for the rest of your life. But TCM, sometimes people also have that mindset. Maybe I have to, while we know, often people ask how long TCM need to work. But funny thing is, while a group of us want to have quick fixes, but will be a group of us that I see is they will take some type of supplement for a very long time without questioning it, whether it is working, whether it is suitable for your body. So I mean, one thing I talk a lot often is like the ginger, because it's one of the most interesting trend online. As my background, the ginger shot concentrated every day. I see so many videos like I do this for 30 days, it's changed my life, or I do this for 30 days, it's transformed my health. But for me, I always wonder whether it's the best thing for, not wonder, I know it is not the best thing for people who have the heat type or body type. Like Andrea asked, those in the quiz, those who are damn heat people cannot take ginger shots every day concentrated for long term. Yeah, I know students, I have so many feedback to me that initially they don't know what it is, they take it and then they have all those heat signs that I talk a lot in my video. The other thing is, the other one that I don't think is that popular anymore is celery juice, right? There was one time it's very popular. So celery juice is the opposite. It's too cooling for people. People who have yang deficiency, if they take the celery juice, they probably feel very cold hand, more stomach pain, and that kind of stuff. I mean, or that sort of signs and symptom might show up if your body is not the suitable one. So don't just follow trends blindly. Not only that, even those are trend, but even when you want to search for Chinese herbs, also take your time to really understand. Jujube is warming, yeah. Chrysanthemum flower is cooling. So I said it many times in my video. So once you understand the basic of the herbs, and then now you know your body type, that's when you have, like I say, have an extra lens to help you to find it. And the other issue that I see is this day everything is in package, yeah. So but in the old day, in traditional or not ancient, but even just a decade or 2 decades ago, okay, let me start again. So in the ancient day, so how they discover medicine, they actually, most of them are from food first. So in TCM, we say food and medicine are coming from the same source. That just means that a lot of food, they are actually medicine in TCM. That's how the TCM practitioner in the ancient day discovered. They realized, hang on, if this person with a particular sign of patterns or signs and symptoms drink this or take this, they will feel better. And then how the other person is the same, and they also find why a lot of herbal medicine or recipe, we need to combine them. They combine with a very specific way, and the traditional recipe that been passed down for generation, why they last for so many thousands of years. They combine it with a very specific way. They have complementary or synergistic actions, and then that's how a herbalist think, how we make herbs together, and that's when it make it so powerful. Yeah, while they might be a common herbs or common food in every day, but when you use it in the same person, combine it correctly, use it in the right weather. Like now is quite summer here. I mean, the sun is quite strong. So then it will be such a healing and not just nourishing, but it will be such a healing food for everyone. So, but the other thing I want to talk about is like with the modern world advancement, everything is in package, everything is done in factory. A lot of us also losing the skill to recognize herbs. I think, for example, jobs tears. And also, I think language is the issue when you learn TCM or learn Chinese herbs. So it's Bali in okay, Bali in the West is Bali, right? But when you say it in Chinese, you sounds like the Bali that we know, but actually the Bali in Chinese herbs is actually called jobs tears in English. There are a lot of interesting naming differences and even languages, and then that's where it causes a lot of confusion. So when people think Bali or jobs tears, strictly speaking, is job tear have the more powerful effect. When they use jobs tears, then they will help to actually Andrea, I'm not sure whether you still hear. Perfect example. Job tears is great for damp heat. Okay, job tears, yeah, not the barley. Is the job tears or cox seeds. Yeah, yeah, job tears. So job tears seeds. So hi, Anja, good, you still here. So job tear seeds is great for damp heat. So job tear is cooling and it will be able to clear your damp. Okay, but be aware job tear seeds can be quite cooling for some. How to explain? Job tear seed is quite cooling. So if you truly have damp heat body type, yes, you can take that. But also make sure the other thing I realize and I also share in my masterclass is a lot of people do not know when to stop. Yeah. So it's very important to know when to stop. TCM, the whole idea is while we're using herb and food to support us, but the most ideal way to do that is also using that to rebalance. One is rebalance your imbalances, and then trust our body that it will be intelligent enough to continue without relying on one herb forever. Yeah, I mean, that's how I see the ideal situation, and that's what I aim for my students and also for my patients. So what I mean is when you have the signs and symptoms, you feel that the imbalances cause more issues, you use let's say you use the job 6 to help with that, and then when you get better you stop, and then you use your everyday lifestyle to change. The food that you eat will cause more damage. All this is also in my workbook. I have a list of food that will help to support and a list of food that will help to will create more damage. But just in case, I I soft launch my Shopify shop. Let me just share just in case. For now, I don't have a lot of stuff in there, mostly just the 10 book that all in digital form so everybody can get it. Yeah. So in case anyone is curious, want to check out the store, like I say, not a lot of items for now, just for the 10 books. If you're curious, I make it super affordable, although it took me tremendous times and hours to do it. Just hope that it will help everyone. It's only $7. So over there, they will have a list of food that will cause dam heat, for example, the dam heat, and then a list of not a list, 2 to 3. I don't want to overwhelm. And I chose the safest or the easiest to find both in Asia and in the West that you can find in Asian groceries. And then that will help you to figure it out. So back to that again. So let's say, Anja, you start to use the job series, you drink it, you feel a bit better, have less water retention, have less of the heat signs and the dam heat signs and symptoms that congeal together. And then you can stop. And then you will use food and your lifestyle to support you and slowly to readjust and find your balance again. And maybe when the weather change, you also feel a little bit better when the weather is getting cooler. So what I mean is, don't use one single food or herbs thinking that I need to use it for every single day. While TCM do take times, but I'm assuming all of us here, we understand what I'm talking here is everyday wellness and everyday well-being, and then to support us on everyday basis. Yeah, it's not for chronic health condition. It's not for any underlying major health issues like blood pressure, heart problem. Is not for that. But we need to learn a skill that it will find something natural in our kitchen. Like job series is a kitchen thing. Ginger, celery, they are the kitchen food, right? So how to use that will help us to quickly detect early signs and then quickly rebalance again. That's the whole idea. So I'm just reading. Hey, everything under the sun. Did I read it? Everything else under the sun? Yes, I remember you. Your name is quite easy to remember. Thanks for joining me from Canada. Yeah, this year I went back to Canada. When I say I went back, because my husband come from there, so I went back there for about a month. The last time I was there, unfortunately, was almost 10 years ago. So it was lovely to be back. And I think my husband last night gone crazy. I think Blue Jay just won or something, right? Sorry for those who don't know. I don't know much. The baseball team from Canada just won, going into the final or something like that. I don't know enough. But when I went back to Canada, it was really fun. I also caught up with some of my members and students that I know. I happen to have 5 or 6 Toronto students and members there. So we all caught up. I took them to a herbal store. I mean, they took me to the herbal store nearby. And then it's kind of a mini lesson, and the guy just let me talk. I mean, the shopkeeper. It's really fun. And then I take them through. We found a few traditional one in Toronto, Chinatown. So it's really fun. Like we walk to every single one. They show me what they are, and then explain to them. Yes, and some of them are so great. I'm so proud of them. After the class, they can start recognizing the herbs even in the herbal store. So we will go through them. This is what you can do, and the herbal assistant will also help us out. So that was a really fun trip for me. Sorry, yes, everything under this. Yeah, Blue Jay just won. Yeah, my husband keep watching it multiple times just to feel the winning heart. For baseball, yes. Well, okay. So it's the Toronto versus Los Angeles. Okay, so we have 2 camp here. We have some from LA and some from Toronto. That's so funny. But anyway, so that was a really fun trip when I was back in Canada. And speaking about Los Angeles, my husband lived there before, and we have family there, so we do go visit. Last night we were just talking about maybe it's after the win, and then we talked about, we haven't been back to LA for so long. Last time we were there was almost 10 years as well. So he lived there for 10 years. And I haven't lived in LA with him, but we have family there, so we do go to meet them. But anyway, sorry, where I am. Okay, jobs here, Anja. So I hope that makes sense, Anja. So that's one of the good one that is easy to find that you can. I just scratched myself. So drink some, and then when you get better, stop, because otherwise it's quite cooling, and then while you drink it for too long, it will be too cooling for you. Then that's not the best idea. we use that to readjust and rebalance. And then after that, we will use, because drops here, while it is food, I also feel that, and everyone's react differently. I once have someone tell me that after he drink drops here, he feel a little bit of lower back pain. But I think probably it's too strong, too cooling for that person. Yeah. I have a few comments come in. So everything else under the sun asks, in general, what are good soup to drink now that the weather is cooler? Also wonderful that you were able to come and visit. Yes. Anja, cool. You should come to L. Okay. If I ever come to LA, I will I hope to meet some of you. I'm now in Sydney. I know I have at least 3 to 5 students or past students, current students or members is in Sydney, but I haven't had the time to meet up. Just so busy with all these things. Hopefully, after I teach my course, which is will complete, which I'll tell you a bit later. My course is like literally gonna start like tomorrow, but I might extend the registration time because my run time of sharing with everyone is very short. Because the 10 books took me so much longer to write. I just want to make sure I write everything accurately and then choose herbs that is easy to find and is safe for everyone. And also the quiz itself take me a long time too, because when the quiz, I need to find a software that can calculate accurately but also easy to use. And I'm also testing the questions. What happened is when the quiz first released, like I say, the quiz was originally, it's not the same quiz, but I developed the quiz based on the question that the question from the questionnaire in China, where they use that. But remember, in China, the language is one thing. Secondly, is culture, and then I think they use that quiz in hospital and in hospital and universities as their ground for validating the quiz. So, or their questionnaire to decide that body types. But when I realized I cannot use the same language because once if I translate literally, it will not make sense for people who are grow up in the West. And so in the first round, when the quiz released, there is a high percentage of balanced body type. Just quickly explain so you understand a little bit. So the high percent is, I realize I use very simple word. You have a good regular bowel motion. For a lot of Asian who have that understanding, they I think for okay, let me start again. For Asian, when I say have some basic background, we understand that there are many different aspects that we need to watch out. I know this topic is gross, but one of the things that we do every day, and one of the things is very easy to detect. Yeah, we know we need to go every day. We need to feel empty. We need to feel that it's in a good form, in the good shape, rather than loose or really hard or very difficult to pull. But when initially the first round of the quiz, when it released, just say good bowel motion regularly, and then most people would just take it. But now I make it a lot longer, very descriptive. So before you just take it, you will double check. Or maybe just quick, easy and check. Yeah, I have it every day, but you don't consider other aspect. And this what is a TCM practitioner. If you ever see one, we will go into that details because it gives a lot of information to us. And then that's why first round of the quiz, more than 50% of people are balanced. And I think that's not quite right. In China, I noticed, I checked, I think the percentage was a lot lower. So I have to readjust the quiz. So anyway, so that all these things take me too much time. So that's why I don't have enough time to let everybody know my course is coming. So I might extend 1 extra days, but I'm going to start teaching soon. The first module going to release, and then we will complete it first week of December, 6 week. So it's really to help everyone who wants to work closely with me inside the course to get all these like kitchen medicine, really learn it properly. Because I think, like I say, it's very hard to learn alone at home just by researching. And then with me guiding you every we have live Q&A there that you will sit with me, and I keep it very small, the group. I don't do big promotion. I don't push anyone. Everyone will have their own time, but I also do not want people to wait for too long, because I see some year after year after year. And then I have a couple of students actually come back to me after 2 or 3 years. I mean, they would say they read some books, they took other course, but many other course, they have the lesson, but you don't get to speak to the instructors, or the lesson is just released to you. My course is different because you get to speak to me directly weekly, and then you bring your quiz result. You can ask me question, because it's a small group, so I know everybody by heart, and so you can work really close. Not to in a way to change any health condition. That's not our goal. Our goal is I'll give you the foundation, the understanding of the TCM, and how you can observe yourself to learn how to change and modify, or even build your own herbal script, and then based on your understanding to yourself. It's not to make anyone to become a TCM herbalist or anything, or to completely change your health, but it's building that foundation. Because I think, like I say, the kitchen medicine culture is disappearing, and we just stick to, I myself is the same. Like how I become a YouTuber or make YouTube. I watched thousands, not thousands, probably hundreds, seriously. During COVID, I watched hundreds of YouTube videos, want to learn how to start a YouTube. But I never get to do it because it's just so much information, and everyone have their different opinions. And then someone will tell me to buy this camera, someone will tell me to buy this microphone, someone will teach all this 3-point lighting. It's just so confusing, and it feels so expensive if I have to set up the studio. But at the end, I took someone course, and I joined his which have a direct. I can jump onto a live course in a group with him, and then I can ask questions. And then there's a beautiful community. We can support each other. You ask the community, either they will answer or the instructor will answer. That really helped me a lot. That's how I start. So I think if you feel ready, that's what the course is about, where you could work together with me inside the community, where people understand you. Some of them even share, if it happen in the same area, they even share where is the best herbal store nearby or where to buy. So that was really lovely when there's a community. Like now, my Toronto students, I think they will chat with each other. Oh, there's a discount here. There is this is where to buy these herbs. I think recently they've probably gone out for yum cha together, but that was fun. Anyway, it's a that's my course, which is coming soon, but I will get back into the main topic and I read some of the questions. This is going to be very interactive, like we're hanging out and drinking things together. So let me quickly read. Okay, so back to everything else under the sun. Good soup to drink now that the weather is cooler, and also wonder you were okay. So the good soup to drink when the weather is cooler is we start with a little bit more warming soup. Yeah. So we don't have to always start with herbs. Okay. When the weather is cooler, that's what I'm going to teach in the class too. Not just herbs, there are food. So traditionally in let's say in China, when the weather starts to get cooler, they will make more stew, and that's why the hot pot culture in China is quite big. And also the lamb. The lamb is a very warm meat. So when you have the lamb, if you make the stew, it's already quite quickly will warm you up. Okay. So I know if you are vegan and stuff, you start with spices. A lot of spices. You can add simple spices. Even like simple like curry powder, chilies. Those are not chili, but sorry, I just have mental block. But spices, you can add simple cinnamon. Sorry, cinnamon, ginger. They are all warming. So start from there. But it depending on whether the cool weather come fast or slow, or where you are in Toronto. I don't know what's the weather like now there, but it's not just the colder. So everything else under the sun. So now probably is not directly in winter yet. So you need to use the strategies in the autumn. Yes, pepper, but ginger, cinnamon, those are the more two traditional. But yes, pepper and all those spices. Yeah, simple just sprinkle on a little bit when it start to get colder, and then you enhance the cold, the warming dishes. So now you're still in the autumn yet. Start gently and then watch the weather, and then you slowly enhance it. When it get into the cold one, then you can use like the lamb stew with spices, because lamb is warm. The cooking method, long time cooking stew, is one way to make it warmer. And then when you add those spices, the traditional one, we will add other herbs, but I think those are too, probably Toronto can. Angelica root is one of the traditional dish, lamb stew with angelica root. But be careful, angelica root can interact with many Western medications. A lot of people might not be able to take it, but that is um, classical recipe that they use in a very cold weather. So those are what I think. This one is also in my class, but you probably can search. But just most important, like I say, is not just about that. Is see whether it's suitable for your body, and then you need to adjust it. Yeah, you need to. Although there is a classical recipe, you need to learn how to adjust. Like maybe this is not too suitable for you, and then you need to remove one ingredient, add one ingredient. And not every year is the same as well. As we age, our body type change, or when you move to a new country. So that's when you really need to learn the skill and learn the kitchen medicine through long-term observations, and check how you respond to it and how you would do that. Okay. So the question, everything else under the sun asks, what about beef, daikon, ginger stew, and mushroom? Just a set. Getting dry mouth. Yes, thank you for the reminder to adjust. Okay. So beef is slightly, it's also kind of warm, but not as warm as the lamb. So yes, you can use beef. Ginger, yes, great. Mushroom, daikon is a little bit cooling. So that's okay, because it's kind of balance it out a little bit. That's why in those who know Cantonese cuisine, that's why they have the very standard, not standard, a common dish is beef daikon. I don't know whether you're referring to that dish and beef and daikon soup. So because beef is a little bit harder, a bit warmer, and then we have the daikon to balance that. So this one, I think you can have it leading up to when it's become colder. Andrea, what is the most common body type? No, actually. Let me see whether I can have my statistic. It's very interesting for me to monitor, because it's really just a second. And also, while I'm doing that, just in case anyone who is curious about my course, I'm going to share the link here, because it's closing soon. I know not everybody, we will have different time and for different reason for everyone. But I also do not want you guys, if you are ready, I don't want you to miss it, because I don't run it often. This year I run it twice a year. I got the feeling I'm a bit drained. I make sure I'm not burnt out. I'm a bit drained, because I also done the 10 books, the quiz, and all this thing going on. Next year, I probably only going to run one time only. I'm not sure yet, depending on my energy. If I'm only going to run one time only, I think August and September. So that's another 8 or 9 months. So it's also the missed opportunity that that you have to wait so long for the course to start again. If you do it now, you will get your own personalized herbal pantry ready for the new year, because now is really to wrap things up. I know people might feel stressed and busy, but if you put the time, you have the time. It was only 2 hours, the pre-recorded video, and then we have a live Q&A to put it together, so you can support you through your stressful time during Christmas and then New Year, and start the year new. And then next year, I probably will teach a bit later. But let me just check Andrea question. I'm very curious too. What is the latest stat now for my Qi deficiency is very high. I'm actually quite surprised. Let me see. Yeah, the highest result is qi deficiency. Second one is yang deficiency. The third one is phlegm dam. Yeah, dam heat. Dam is actually list. And yeah, I mean, if we're all curious, I'm curious too. I do check it every now and then. So I'm very surprised. Qi deficiency is so high. Just give me a sec. I think this modern day, everyone just rush, and go, and everyone have multiple roles. I think my audience is quite widespread, uh, less so in the much younger generations, but I think mostly concentrated on 30 to 50. I also have, that's all I can see on my YouTube statistics. And then I have 65 plus, also quite I think 20%. Yeah. So I think for the people who watching my video or who do the quiz, I didn't check my quiz. So we are all in those stress environments. So when you are stressed, you first become, we say the chi stagnations, but when it's long term and do all this, and then eventually might dip into chi deficiency. Not necessarily always this way. I think that's the most beautiful thing for students who are going to join my class. They can bring their this time I'm going to teach very specifically with the body type. Last few years I don't have. This year I feel that I'm ready, and I feel that the students are ready as well, or you guys are ready as well. So where they can bring the quiz result, because don't forget you have primary, secondary, or even tertiary, and the percentage tell me something, and I can explain how. Just by looking at that, it gives me even more information, that three results. And then how one might be transformed to each other, where one may start, and then why they coexist. So there's a reason. But just by looking at it, the chi deficiency, I think we are just um, use our energy too much, where we start draining ourselves. So in here, I think a lot of people, when answer what's their intention or wellness goal, one of that show up a lot is also burnout. So yeah, I mean, I guess the results show. Yeah. Second most is yang deficiency. So it's quite interesting to me too, because when this quiz released, I got the times, the weather confused last time. I thought it was just me because I living in Malaysia and Australia. I went to Canada, so just all confused for me sometimes. Where I am and what it is. But at first I thought, oh, maybe it's winter, but it's not. It's not winter in US. So I didn't look at the stat whether more US or more Australian people do that, but the yang deficiency show up at the second most. The next is a phlegm dam. Um, mm. So I recently have a student ask me, she used to be no issue with gluten, but recently start to have a lot more issue. She was quite surprised. And then we had a chat, and then we figured it out that I think the modern diet just has so much dam in our modern diet that a lot of us also don't have enough time to cook, right? That's why people also very run down. And we just rush from one place to the other place. We don't have time to cook. And then we just eat leftover food, fast food, uh, food packed in the fridge for a long time. Those create a lot of dam. Yeah, dairy, those create a lot of dam. And that's what, and also those are very refined food. I mean, I love it too. Beautiful cakes and croissants and stuff. Those also, because they're so refined, it's very hard to digest. It's also create a lot of dam. So we need to be more aware. The Western diet, not Western, sorry, it's not necessary. I mean, in Asia, that's what we eat these days anyway, right? KFC, McDonald's are everywhere. But basically, the diet that we eat do affect us, and it start to create more phlegm and dampness in the body. So the next is actually the fourth one is balance. So the balance is still kind of up there. As in, I'm happy to see we still have a group of people who are quite balanced. But balance is one thing. If your primary is balanced, the next you need to look is what is your secondary. I think I explained the last live how that's your guidelines to when it may go tip off the balance. That's when you need to pay attention to. Okay. But I'm very happy I start to feel that the group who joining me today really start to understand this, and the question that you ask, I can see the improvement. I think not improvement or anything, but I feel that you start to have more understanding, because one of the questions that I receive a lot on YouTube is, Shirley, tell me the best help for sleep, the best help for digestions and all that. I mean, in my masterclass, I explain it many times. I don't have best help for those, because you first need to know your body type. Only then we will see uh, what herbs will be better for you. Because even though you say it's tired, that I share in my masterclass as well. When you, let's say it's fatigue or tiredness, each body type, they might come and say, I'm tired, just give me the best herbs. But each tiredness, the way that we experience the tiredness is different if you have different body types. And that's why we will have to use different herbs to support you or to rebalance it. So that's very important. Um, and so I think the most important thing is, I hope you will put the effort. If you join me in the course, that would be great, because you work with me weekly, every week. Then you get answered directly from me, quick and fast. And then I know you in the small group setting, that we will sit together and I can ask more questions rather than on YouTube here. But in there, it's just a small group of people, very close knitted, very small number in the weekly meeting. I don't do big one. Some of the class that I join, you have hundreds or thousands there. There's no way that I can speak to the instructor with my personal questions. But in my class, you can. But if for any reason this is not the right time, you want to wait until next time, then what I encourage you is to really put effort to learn the basic of TCM, to learn the basic of the herbs, and then not as in to use your body experiment, but also experiment with your herbs, and then be acutely aware how you respond. Have a food journal, write it down, and see what you do when you take these Chinese herbs. How do you feel? Is there a way that you can modify it to suit your body, or is that something unwanted that show up? Yeah, if let's say a herb is too warm, you might have more skin outbreak, or constipated. Those are signs and symptoms that, okay, maybe you need to readjust it and think about it. So the idea is, when you have this understanding, you are not wasting your money, or even worse, wasting your time and feeling worse after. Yeah, I mean, wasting time as in we will watch thousands of YouTube video. While everyone come with a good intention, I hope, I'm sure, to teach you what they think is the best for them, but doesn't mean that it's the best for you. Okay. I hope to be able to join your class in the future. You are such a wealth of knowledge and care and support. Thank you. I hope to meet you there too. So when you do join, tell me your YouTube name, so I know, I know that's who you are. Yeah, I found you. I found you and was inspired by your video. Thank you so much. I really see that. I really feel that why the topic today is the kitchen medicine. I mean, that's something that we can relate to. But TCM food therapy is run for thousands of years in China. Like I say, that's how TCM practitioner discover medicine. They discover medicine in food, and a lot of Chinese herbs that still being used after thousands of years is um, is still from food. This food people still eating in China, in Asia, right? If you are not from that background. But having said that, I live in China. I was very grateful. I lived in China for 3 full years. So I live in a more modern city, as in like Shanghai, one of the most modern city, right? Even in Shanghai, I feel that the younger generations, mm, I mean, TCM hospital is super busy, yeah. But on day-to-day life, on the small streets and stuff, I don't find a lot of traditional herbal medicine store. So because it's so standardized and Western as well, so in order to get any, you have to go to hospital. I think that art itself is also losing, because TCM just become to see a TCM practitioner. Um, but in the old days, it wasn't like this. Like I say, there are traditional health store where they are hopefully experienced and well-trained herbal dispenser, or pharmacists or TCM doctors there. They can just kind of have a quick chat and they have something simple they can suggest to you. This is less so now or at least in Shanghai, you do have to go to hospital to see TCM practitioner. They're very specialized. So even that, and the younger generation also don't have much deep understanding. They just saying follow the trend. Like I share once is there are many herbal boba store. It's a big trend. You go there. I think there's someone there to tell you what you are, and then mix the herbs for you, and then you drink the herbal boba tea. So it's a trend, but who has the deep understanding, that is another thing, right? So I think that's very important. So the framework that I share in my masterclass is that 5 steps, which I already also mentioned in my last live stream. I quickly go through it. First step is you need to learn the basic. Is very important. Second step, you need to learn your body. So if you are still very new with body type, just start with hot and cold, because that's something so simple, so easy that you can feel it quite quickly. Yeah. The third step is to learn your environment. Be acutely aware your not just weather. So it's where we live. Like we have a few Torontonian, or only one, maybe a few still there, because I think the time is right in Toronto. When I first I live in Toronto for a few years. So when I first moved there, I was quite surprised to see there is a basement. Not surprised as in, it's just different to Australia. Australia, most houses don't have basement. Toronto has basement. What I understand is to having the basement is to be able to keep the upper floor warmer, because there's an extra layer of air. But I was surprised there are people who live in basement long term. So usually if it's in the family, is you go to basement for entertainment or something, and then you do kind of live above the basement. But I think because of the housing issues and all that, some people they can rent it cheaper in basement. But people who live in basement for long term in that kind of environment is very damp and cold. So, but of course, sometimes we have no choice in life. But what I meant is we just need to be aware also how we live, whether the air ventilate properly, whether we have enough natural light. Not everybody will have the luxuries, I understand, but just be acutely aware. So if you live in a more damp area or countries, then you need to find more way to clear your dampness. Like when I'm in Malaysia, I find it very damp. So I wake up really early in the morning, and then I will go out for a walk until I'm gently sweat, let the go out, and I feel lighter. So there are many different methods I will teach in my class, but that's what I do when I leave, or that's how I will feel better, because I can feel better. Yeah. So so you need to, so that the third step, you need to understand not only the weather is your environment, not only the weather related, but where you live, and find way to make it more suitable for your body type. Okay. And then third step. Fourth step is when you select the correct or the better food for suit your body type. Yeah, that's the fourth step. The fifth step is once you become more advanced, like if you want to learn from me, is when you start to learn how the Chinese herbs interacting and how you can add those Chinese herbs in your food. That's when you can enhance the whole healing or the whole wellness thing, because that's what we have been doing for many, many years. Yeah. So let's say, for example, one is the lily bulbs. Lily bulb in the West is all dry, but lily bulb in China, I never saw until I live in China. They are actually just lily bulbs. Like, I mean, fresh lily bulb roots, they will take out, I can buy in the fresh market when the season comes. It's so wonderful. It's so fresh. And it's something that they eat, they stir fry with green vegetables. I never see that. That was 10 years ago. I still don't see it in the West. I think one of my students told me they once saw it, the fresh one. But that's what they do. But lily bulb is such an important Chinese herbs in our Chinese herbs. But it's still just a food there. Like the shanja, the hawthorn fruit. Kids, during the time, they will eat the hawthorn candy when the harvest. So they know how the food work, and that's why it's become the herbs. But in the West, we have less of this connection with the food and less of the understanding, or at least with the Chinese herbal food. So once you get to that stage, the step 5, you want to strengthen your knowledge, that's when you can start to implement in your food and make it so much better for you. Yeah. So that's the 5 steps. And the most important thing is, but why my finger doesn't show straight line? Yeah, because it's a circle. So the most important thing after you do all this, before you stop, and actually there's never stop. That's why I have to come back to the first step is, am I feeling better? Does it help me? Do I have side effect or not necessary or possible side effect if you use the wrong? Good help for someone else, but for you is wrong, then you will have side effect or unwanted effect. Does it ask yourself many questions and do a lot of observations, and then you come back and study again. Okay, so that's the framework, and that's what I teach also in my course. So student will get you, because that's how I always ask, how do you feel, and and then so they'll come back. I think the beauty of my course, I'm very proud of the course that I developed. I'm very happy that I can help so many people could do that, because it's not just that 6-week intensive. Not only you have weekly with me, you have the the weekly, and also the community that you can just, like an app, you can just go and ask questions, and I'm always active. After that, you also have 2 months of support from me inside my memberships, the ginseng membership, where you still have the monthly Q&A with me. So some people might find that the 6 weeks is quite a lot, but if they still have another 2 months with me, they will really do the implementation, and they can ask questions and continue to be in my circle. So that's almost 4 months. And the price, I think, is very affordable. I make it as affordable as possible. As in, I know probably it's harder in Asia, but I think the rising cost in Asia no longer, as in, I start to see more students from Asia as well. But in US, I think that pricing is probably a few really big meals, or even to see, or a few like some of the very expensive supplement already cost you that much if you take a few. So I hope that makes sense. Just make sure I get all my points. I think the main points that I want to share today, I already told you, like don't use Western thinking to think about Chinese herbs, and how the kitchen medicine is disappearing, and how important it is we are together to preserve this, and also the framework that I teach you, the 5 steps. So I think those are the main point. I'm sorry, I'm reading questions. Lucy Carling, hi. Question: is there an herbal tea for immune system to help bring it up to par? Yeah, I think we are still using TCM, using Western thinking of finding answer. So I assuming immune system is when you catch cold easily. What I mean is, because there's no one herbs or herbal tea for one conditions. Yeah. So let's say someone asks me, Shirley, what is the best for skin condition or my acne? I can't tell until I see it. Or I know your body type. Only then it's personalized for you. TCM is very personalized. So there is no one for everyone, and everyone use the same thing for one signs and symptoms. To answer Lucy, it's depending on what do you mean by immune system. I mean, generally, you probably just mean someone catch cold easily, for example. And then if you are more Qi deficient or the Yang deficient, because or even blood deficient people, they might catch cold easily. And then each of them will have slightly different herbs or herbal tea. Yeah. People who are Qi stagnation might also able to catch cold, or not necessarily just immune is down, because Qi deficient people usually are very stressed, and they could also. So what I mean is we cannot use Western thinking or the Western conditions to think what is the best herb for this, because in Chinese medicine we are completely different. We will have to see what is the overall presentation of that person, what this person is like, the usual every day, and then we will find the best herb to match. Yeah, so that's why. So I think that's the whole point of these live sessions, that you will learn the shifting your mindset to understand how TCM work. We already over 1 hour. So just throw in a few more questions and see whether I can help you. And I hope everything is clear. But I'm still going to share my link again, just in case those who come a bit later, because we're going to start soon. My course supposed to close in 9 hours. I might give a bit extra time because I supposed to do this live yesterday, but I get too tired. I need to look after myself. And so it's going to close in 9 hours. PDT time midnight. The module 1 going to release tomorrow morning PDT Pacific time. But if you 1 or 2 days late, it's fine. Just email me directly. And then the first module is out. The students will have a few days to learn it, and we will run the live Q&A session, usually on weekend, but depending on, because it's a small group, so I do check everyone's availability to my best ability to match. And then we will do the live Q&A on the weekend. I'll run 2 sessions depending on the mixtures of students. One more EU friendly, one more US friendly. And for those who are in the same time zone with me, you are very welcome to join me both. So but those who can't join, or you can always catch with the recordings after. So we will aim to do it like, we will finish everything by early of December. So you will have your 1 month or 3 weeks before the Christmas. So you still have the time, and you wrap your year up with like feeling, yes, this year is gone. I finally achieved something I always want to do. I think that's usually I have it a bit early. This year a bit delayed because of that, but we will wrap that up first week of December, considering that if I have a lot of US students, I know there's a big weekend coming up, which is the Thanksgiving. So that is already assuming that you will get 1 week off during the Thanksgiving. Unless everybody is just want to push it through, then we probably even can finish end of November. It's 6 weeks. So that's the link. So let me answer questions now. I don't. Sorry. The question is, what about taking cold plunges, cold shower? It's a no for me. Cold shower, I think it's not that completely no, but cold plunges, it's just a big shock to your body. I know there are I didn't double check. I don't want to quote, I didn't double check studies. I know there are some claims saying that if you have cold shower, it will stimulate your body and all, like, yeah, the chemicals and all that. But I don't because my body will be too shocked. And unless you are a very damn heat person that you can handle that. And also in the morning, we say in TCM, in the morning is when our yang qi should rise. Yeah, just like in the morning, the sun will rise. So when it's rising, I don't want to have a cold plunges or cold shower right on me, because I want to let it rise, because that will suppress that. A quick answer to that. So, but good question. Those are some of the questions that my students will ask, or my members will do. I think sometimes it's annoyed me where all these, not annoyed, sorry. I think same. Everyone is different. There are different health trends based on different theories. I purely come from TCM perspective, that what we have been practicing for thousands of years, and then that's how we answer. Yeah. So it's really based on different body type, based on whether I know in Europe, some culture do cold plunges to the thing. But as much as I know, some of them are more ceremonial on a particular time. But if we doing it every day, it might not be the best for a particular body type. Okay. So next question, for stress and anxiety to reset, but also to regulate stress response. questions from story time with Narira. Um, uh, Same. It's hard for me to answer in that way because I guess you are asking. Oh, sorry. So I think you're explaining what are the cold crunches. I'm sorry. Yes, for stress and anxiety to reset. But yeah, I think I heard about this method. Okay. Um, okay. So, like I say, some of the trend or some of the method are based on particular studies or based on particular um, method. Um, you I only coming purely from TCM perspective. Yeah. So it might really help a lot of people. Okay. So, but if you try, if it doesn't help you, then why push it? Because you have to listen to your own body and be in tune and know what your body responds. Because I know I can't do it, and I will not force my body to do it. So it's just too cold for me. Maybe it's my upbringing that it just doesn't. So whatever you feel good, you know your body. That's the whole point. You need to know your body well, and then you be honest, and then how see how your body responds. Maybe you try a few times. The first few times it doesn't work. A few times other. After that, you train your body. It work. That's fine. But you also have to monitor uh, uh, how it affect your body. Yeah, because I know if I do that, I probably will catch cold quite easily. It's just my body. Okay, so it's really depending on individual. So TCM for me is a lens to help me to filter and screen through what is best for me, and then I will still listen to myself. Even as a practitioner for so many, I even grew up. So basically, my whole life it's TCM. I'm born in a family. I born literally in a family, as in like in the shop, the herbal store. I have pictures that when I was a little girl, so cute. When I was little girl, my parents have no time to look after me in terms of because they have a business to run. I think that's the story of all the older generations. So my father built like a wooden box and put the wooden box in front of the herbal store. So I still have that picture. So I just play with myself in the wooden box in front of the herbal store. That's literally how I grew up, and that's my precious culture. And I mean, what I share here is from what I understand from TCM perspective. Okay. Sorry, I think I missed a question from story time with Narira. Oh, I'm going to stay another 10 minutes and then we can. But thank you for everyone so actively participate. But let me read this. This is a very interesting question. Is Chinese medicine best for Chinese people or for that part of the world as it suit their body, their genetic best? Where Ayurveda is best for the South Asian people, their genetics? Yeah, I could say that. I mean, okay, let me reframe it a little bit. I think yes, because that's how each culture develop, isn't it? So, and I would say that the ancient elders, they know, or the ancient healers, they know their people. That's how their each medicine is developed. So I do in some way think that's that's good. Having said that, um, being a practitioner myself, I have also seen great results with people who are not Chinese medicine. Like I say, I'm sure many people also see great results with Ayurveda, even though they are not South um, Asian people. While from a pure genetic perspective, we know but probably don't go in too much into it because I don't feel that I'm an expert. So culturally, I think yeah, that's fair to say. But if you try and it worked, and then once again is you have to listen to your body. If you try, it worked for you, and that's you, and that's medicine is good for you. I do Chinese medicine most of my life, all my life, and that's really good for me. And I see lots of people also do that, and then that is something that I feel comfort with and feel confident with. Yeah. So um, mm, I hope I answered that. Han, what is the herbal regulation chi in this season? So do you mean Do you mean herbs to regulate qi in this season? Sorry, I don't fully understand your question. So you wonder whether what's good herbs to regulate the qi in this season. So uh, uh, rewrite that. I hope I understand correctly. And still, Matthew, it is no in ocean, but cold environment scary to improve circulation. It is somewhat nonsense. Warm is how to improve. Yeah, that's what I think too. But yeah. Mm. Um, Once again, I try to be as fair and as neutral as possible, but yes, or as professional as possible. I know some YouTuber like mm, they will they will catch want to catch attentions to create that kind of more argumentative um, way. Um, yeah, but yes, I do believe warm is very important for circulation, and that's why TCM always encourage warm. We eat warm food, we drink warm food. We don't do, not that you don't do cold shower when the time is right. Like I say, different body type, but we don't do extreme. The whole idea is finding the balance. Yeah, the whole idea. So when I was a kid, I remember at the my dad never allowed me to drink cold drink. Mm. So yeah. So next question is, hi, can you talk about Asho, uh, ashwagandha? I don't feel I am an expert to talk about it. So because that's an Ayurvedic herb, so probably I'll skip that. Sharon, thank you. I am appreciating your live chat. Very interesting. Thank you. Still, well, heat in TCM is more important than the cold. I mean, you mean warm? It's more important than the cold, or you mean heat? So I don't know whether it's a statement or it's a question. Yeah. Still say depending on scenario. Okay. Yes, that's right. Sorry. Main message retracted. Everything else. Thank you so much. Take care. Yeah, I think I'm about time to finish. Thank you so much for everyone who's staying here. Thank you for your time. I hope this is helpful for you. And yes, okay. Yeah. Statement. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes, absolutely. In TCM, we want warmth. It's more important. But warm, not overheat. Yeah, because some people are still overheat easily. But you know where I'm coming from, and I know where you're coming from. That's great. So I think I probably will close now. Thank you for your time. So let me share the link again. So I just want to make sure, because I do not know who will hear it. Those who need to hear it, I really wish that you will join me so you'll not miss, because all the time, even last live chat, when I do the live chat or the live stream, they don't see it, and then the door is already closed, and then they immediately come, Shirley, it's already started, and then tell me the next one. I don't even know whether that person is here today. I hope I try to reply to her. I'm not sure whether she's on it, because once you will miss for at least another half a year. So I just hope that those who need to hear this, to want to join my course, you are here, and then you will take my course. For those who are thinking of next time, make sure you join my wait list, so so that you will get notified, or join my email. At least you will see my email. I'll tell you when I teach. I don't have a set time, because it's also based on my energy. I really try to look after myself too. So there's no set time, based on my schedule, family commitments, and other things, and also my own other aspects of work. So I will teach when the time is right for me. So I do appreciate that, but sometimes I try to announce it early, and then try to make the time that is suitable for uh, different parts of the world, because I think there are school holiday, there are summer holiday, there are different holidays that really impacting people's schedule, which I totally understand. So I figure this year, April, March, it's okay, because it go into May, and then June, July become summer holiday in Europe, and I think August, September is pretty good too, or September, October. I know I'm going a little bit later this year, um, but I still see that this is a great motivation to complete the year, to really wrap up the year with that great pride that you have done what you want to do. And then so next year you start afresh rather than scrambling after months and months of lots of food eating, feeling tired, sluggish, and then your year don't even start until like January, because that's when you say, okay, I probably need to look after myself now. I think that's how I see the tendency. So at least you wrap up the year, getting yourself ready, get it all set up, have your pantry ready, so you move into the new year with that great spirit. Okay. So just a few more comments. Still say, I know about massage is important. Thank you. Wisterity, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge. Thank you. Anja, thank you. Sorry, Naria, I live in the UK. We play in snow a lot, and then we got sick and our hands were freezing. But feel our hands are freezing, but feel very warm. How does let me read it again. I live in the UK. I live in the UK. We play in the snow a lot and never got sick, and our hands were freezing but feel very warm. So your hand is freezing, but you feel very warm. How does TCM explain? So you is that okay? I'm just trying to understand. When you say you play lots of snow and got sick, and your hand were freezing, but feel very warm inside. Yeah. If it's not a long-term thing, it's just the activity itself, because you play in the snow, your hand is freezing, your body is warm because you wear enough. Sorry, I'm not sure whether I understand it correctly. So, and that's how I see it. But TCM, if someone who struggle with this for a lot, then there's a different explanation. Yeah, but it's not to do with what you. Sorry if I understand. Like, it's not to do with you play a lot of snow and then but you don't get sick, but your hand. Just assuming you are in the activity. Sorry if I don't understand correctly. As South Asian hated us playing in the snow and we may get sick. Yeah. Yeah, probably same with Asian family. I feel that when it snow, it feel warmer in temperature. Probably moving a lot too. Yeah, right. So okay, when we were kids, our hand got cold because we make snowball, but when we go inside our hand, yeah. Okay, I think everyone helping everyone, so that's good. So yeah, I think just a natural thing. Yeah. So as in, like, I'm not sure how TCM, but it's natural. I mean, I live in Canada before, yes, because I wear a lot, but my hand are freezing. But when I play, I mean, yeah. So, but I think everyone is helping each other, so that's good. Okay, then this is a long live stream. Thanks for staying with me. If those who have stayed from the start to the end, I hope to see some of you in my course. Do email me if it passed a couple hours. You still have, I say, 8 hours to consider. You are very welcome. If it's just one day late while you're taking time to think about your time, whether you want to join me this time, like I say, is the support that you probably can't get in any other course, that you see me weekly in a very small group, and then also another 2 months. So that's 4 months of support and interacting and work closely with me. I think that's what all my students are really, really enjoying. So, and you can always get access to me. So otherwise, I will close. But overheating, be careful. Okay. When it's snow because of your, okay. Still chatting about that. I understand. When I live in Toronto, yeah, basically there are blankets, clouds. All right, then. If everyone are good, shall we close now? Thank you for everyone, and you can continue. I think I'm still very new to live stream. Like I say, this is the fastest way that I can interact with everyone and can share things fast without. But I'm still learning the technology. I think you can continue the chat here. So if anyone excited, want to ask more questions about my course, I will share more things there. Or if you want to continue the chat, I think after I end the live, you can continue. Yeah. So, still live in Vancouver. Oh, lovely. I haven't been to Vancouver. How sad. I hear we have many friends there. Yeah, live stream is great. Great, fantastic. Yeah, I enjoy, and now I feel that I enjoy. I think I'm someone who enjoy interactions too. Like, even though we are not faced, like I see you. But um, I do enjoy my masterclass. Once a year or twice a year, sometimes I do free masterclass before I teach my course, just to get people experience me directly in there and learn and ask questions before they decide the course. So do join my email list so you know, or pay attention to my posts so you know when I run that. For that, I also enjoy it because I can see your face and then I can gauge your understanding. So rather than I'm just kind of reading, sometimes I don't fully understand some of the questions, or whether I'm not sure whether I explain you understand. But nonetheless, thank you again for everyone. This is a long live stream, so I'm going to close now. So I hope to see some of you in my course. But otherwise, thanks for your support to my channel. Yeah, we have grown to 33,000 now, although I don't upload as often as I wish to because, I will try my best. But I pour a lot of energy in my students and my members. But for those who are hanging around in my channel and sharing with your friends, I really appreciate that. I really want to spread the TCM wisdom to as many as possible, and especially like the kitchen medicine thing is so important. I wish we will learn it because we can look after ourselves in a very natural, simple way at home, and it's really not hard. It is a learnable skill, especially if you choose to learn it together with me. But otherwise, it's still learnable, like what I teach you today. Okay. All right, then. Thank you, everyone. See you. I'm going to end now, sharp at 1 hour and 30 minutes longest. Bye bye.